I just have a question. Alberta, BC, and the federal government all seem to be on side with the plan for the new oil pipeline from Alberta to the West Coast. Do you now believe this pipeline will be built, and what do you think of the agreement between the federal government and BC to keep the North Coast oil tanker ban in place?
So I can't answer the first part of your question because I haven't seen the final agreement. When we do, we'll respond accordingly. I think the North Coast ban is ridiculous. American tankers travel through those same Pacific waters all the time, from Alaska to the U.S. West Coast. So why does Mark Carney believe it's safe for our American tankers carrying American oil from Alaska to California is safe, but it's not safe for us to send Canadian oil over to Asia through the same passages? Secondly, it takes about 36 hours less time to get to Asia from northern BC as it does from southern BC. And that's because of the curvature of the Earth. It's just simple geometry. The further north you go, the shorter the curve you have to travel to get to the other side of the pond. And so that's why we believe that the best place to put a pipeline is to Prince Rupert or Kitimat, which can take 1 million barrels mostly to Asia. We don't want a pipeline that will simply lead tankers to take the oil south down to the California West Coast. We're trying to diversify here. So the best way to diversify is by permitting a pipeline from Hardisty, Alberta to Prince Rupert or Kitimat to ship 1 million barrels a day over to Asia. We hope that the Prime Minister will signal his willingness to grant such a permit today.
Obviously, you want that pipeline going through North BC. How would you go about accomplishing that? Just telling people in BC and those who are against the pipeline, too bad, Alberta and Canada need this? Just kind of wondering what your vision is to getting that done.
Well, first of all, we have to point out that British Columbians want the pipeline. They overwhelmingly support it. All the public opinion research shows that the vast majority of British Columbians support pipelines from Alberta to the Pacific. There's a radical group of fake environmentalists who've been fighting oil and gas for the last 15 years and have had the ear of the Liberal government in Ottawa. Frankly, they can have their say, but they can't have their way. There is no environmental argument against a pipeline to the northern BC ports. There is no environmental argument for it. If there were, we wouldn't be letting Americans take their tankers through those very same waters. And so why not lift the tanker ban, permit a pathway, and invite the private sector to come along and build? Obviously, they'd have to follow all the necessary environmental rules to protect against dangers, but we know that by far the safest and most environmentally responsible way to ship oil is by pipeline. Far safer than shipping it by rail. And so, you know, at the end of the day, there's nothing, the only thing stopping the pipeline from going ahead is the federal government. It's a strictly federal permit. There is no provincial permitting for an inter-provincial project. It's right in the Constitution. Anything that crosses provincial boundaries is federal. So you got one guy standing in the way of it all, and that's Mark Carney. Our view is he needs to get out of the way and permit all proposals. By the way, I'm not against another pipeline going to the southern part of British Columbia. Provide the permit, let the private sector build it, get out of the way, and get it done.
Do you support the construction of the Pathways project as a condition of the West Coast pipeline?
I don't think it should be a condition at all. Absolutely not. You know, we'll see what they propose, but I personally believe that this. I'll have more to say when I see what they propose, but we'll make one thing very clear: for the federal government to force Albertans to spend billions of dollars on this project as a condition of building a highly productive and profitable pipeline is unfair. What the federal government needs to do is get rid of all these conditions, get rid of the industrial carbon tax, the anti-development laws, the pathways requirement, and let the private sector build this pipeline with private money.